moments.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
Prachuap restore parity.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Silvestre is one whose deliveries we all know about. Thiago. And Cherki. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Pele.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Prachuap appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves...
Impressive jump! Boom, header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Pele quietly revving up. Chiellini. Silvestre. Chiellini. And he was quick to react. Could move up a gear here. Thiago. Rijkaard. Zola. And it's Del Piero. Del Piero looking understandably energised after his goal. 75 minutes played. Rijkaard. And here's Thiago.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And that's really well manoeuvred. Pressing high and with purpose.
Zola.
And this is Del Piero. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
A probing pass. No luck with that dink over the top. Del Piero looking to pass their way up the pitch. And it's Del Piero. Dani Olmo. The final 5 minutes. Schlotterbeck. And here's Shevchenko. It's a pretty loose pass.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And it's Thiago. Chiellini. Pele.
Minutes has been indicated.
Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Nice control. Just eases him off the ball. Oh, it's Dembele. Over to the right flank. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here.
Everybody, and
Gorgeous,
welcome to
gorgeous
today's
evening.
match.
The skies are clear, the noise
Indonesia
is fervent,
against
the
Indonesia.
atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you, I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So straight into the action. And Del Piano!
He almost caught everyone out there the way he just eked out the room to get the shot in.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Oh, it's Van Basten. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, I think the fact that this guy, Saliba's starting, I think that indicates, Peter, you're looking to play out from the back, and he's shown to be very confident and comfortable on the ball when it comes...
Oh, he's been caught napping! Chance, surely! It's there! The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Edmilson. Can he get it through? Edmilson. Vitinha. And this is Zola. Zola! Oh, off the bar! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Well, they're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Edmilson. Haaland. Oh, it's Van Basten. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. It's a promising position. Look at the space here. Robertson picks it up out wide.
Indonesia really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Mateus can see things others simply cannot. And it's made a great chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. In he goes again! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
He's a sharp little ball here. Thuram did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. This looks promising. Zola. And here's Dembele. Now, can they get him away?
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
He's through here. Shot, can he finish? A real chance and a real let-off. Well, that is one way to stop him. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Xavi Alonso. Vitinha. Zola is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Indonesia are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. And this is Van Basten. Goes for a shot! Just not quite happening for him just now. Corner number 2 then. Shoots! Indonesia have the chance to go the other way. Good ball, good take. And he's gone looking for safety. And he's there to retrieve it. Edmilson. Opts for safety. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he was quick to react. It's an inviting looking ball, that. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Threads one in. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, and he shoots! It's a goal! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Indonesia are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Pele.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Zanetti makes the quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time.
Well, I don't think most of us were expecting a second, Peter. It's become pretty much the ideal half.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Just a quick request today for everybody to please kindly remove any cars parked on the road outside the stadium. Substitution for Indonesia, number 7, Donadoni. Coming on to replace him is number 23, Danny Olmo.
So, into the second half.
Substitutions taking place.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Ball is over the line. And it's Salah. That is good strength. Mateus. Indonesia come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter. They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Edmilson. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Marquez. And it's Salah. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Alonso. And here's Haaland. And this is Van Basten. Oh, super chance! Oh, what has happened here? And it's come back out to him.
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Picked out brilliantly. And Dijk with a fine tackle.
Really well played. He read that perfectly.
Now, what about a counter-attack? Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Well, there is concern on the faces of the players standing around him here.
Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
Thuram. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. More and more pressure on the ball here. Haaland might just make this. Indonesia are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now that looks a decent ball. Mohamed Salah. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Now it's Haaland. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Robertson is one whose deliveries we all know about. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
Substitution for Indonesia.
So, third quarter of the game.
Mateus. Number 9.
Keeper's dealt with that.
Aston. Number 19. Erling Haaland. Number 2.
Spread to the right. Cross needs to be good.
On the field. Number
Check
8.
herring after the ball here.
Number 18.
Mohamed Salah.
Filippo Inzaghi.
Vitinha
Number
has given away a free kick.
Rashford. Number 21. Alessandro Bastoni.
Yeah, it would seem a little too far out, and this will probably be a dink far post.
Zola. And it's Gerrard. Great vision. Chance for a shot!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right...
And the shot! Goal! Edmilson. Salah. Here's a chance!
What an absolute shame. The composure and imagination to set himself free. He should be locked up after that. Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
And it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Mohamed Salah.
Pretty robust defending.
It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, he's been caught napping. That's very neat. Salah. Now who's going to be first to this? There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Referee has gone straight to his pocket. Yes, a second yellow, and he's off. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men.
Substitution in progress.
Edmilson. And it's Lampard. Solid defending, refused to be outmuscled. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Oh, it's come to nothing. Pass somewhat off target. And here's Ibrahimovic.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Indonesia are looking to break at pace. Rashford. Van Dijk does really well to win the ball there. Van Dijk. And that's it. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaring. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We are just getting started. Parma have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Well, one of the attacking advantages in this setup, Peter, is the impact that can be made between fullbacks and the attacking wide players. These combinations, when worked well, can be a real handful for any opposition, and we're likely to witness that again. You often see the wide man drift inside to allow the fullback to make the run out wide, and it can just throw the opposition off kilter.
He's found a way through. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, the outstanding defender, Mark Gahey, may not be one of the biggest at 6 feet, but he has a calmness and maturity that gives him a real edge, Peter. I think he's also shown remarkable consistency and leadership in recent years.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Matheus Cunha. And the finish! Goal! Parma! And it's Parma who take the lead. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, it always comes down to the telling final pass, and that was a beauty.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Van Dijk defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, what a mistake! And he's goes for a shot! Edmilson has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. And this is Zola. Good running, strong and purposeful. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. He's on it, can he get away? Pinches it off him. Alexander-Arnold did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to... Tries a shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
Zola clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Pele will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Not the most convincing of passes.
Indonesia really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
And the pass is intercepted. Vitinha. And it's Vitinha. Passing is crisp and sharp. Zola has it in a wide position. In by Del Piero. Oh, good line! And that's a tiny finish. They are right back in business.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Del Piero. And this is Zola. Van Dijk out-muscles him. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Matheus Cunha. Nice control. Ujeri. Can he get onto this? Cunha gets flagged offside. was somewhat off target. Messi. Fernandez. Zola is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. Looking for the run. No, he's just misjudged that one. And the counter is on. Zola. And it's Del Piero. Zola bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Zola really struggling to influence the game.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
Yamal. Pele. And here's the chance to counter. Pele powering forward here. Played out wide. Messi. And Fernandez. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Matheus Cunha. And he stands tall, impenetrable. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. The second half is up and running. And this is Mohamed's... Oh, he's having a go! They've got to be quick to recover this. Driving through the middle. He's having a shot! And that has fair fizzed.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Indonesia do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Pato. It's Pato! It's there!
Dependability is one thing, and he brings that to his game. But that sort of dynamism is another attribute he's blessed with, and it's revealed on a regular basis too. Superb.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And in a trice, the substitute shapes to shoot! It's a goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
So again, we have parity.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Mbappe!
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Messi.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Matheus Cunha. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Van Dijk kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Indonesia are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Knocks it into space. Now it's Matheus Cunha. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Edmilson. Mohamed Salah quietly revving up. And it's Salah. Edmilson. Here's Vitinha. And it's Edmilson. And that is a little undercooked. Cunha, who's set up one goal so far. Now, can they get him away? And he's picked it up out wide. And this is Mohamed Salah. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Indonesia desperately searching for the winner here. He's a sharp little ball here.
Indonesia really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Quality ball. Alexander-Arnold. Yamal. Messi. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And it's Salah. Edmilson. And here's Zola. And he's played it back.
That's good pressure. It gave him no other choice.
This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
It's a very open game and an exciting...
Real chance! And that's a real chance missed.
Mohamed Salah has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
Messi, numero 19. Lasciano il campo per il numero 14, il numero 17, il numero 15.
Matheus Cunha.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And this is Pato. Ibrahimovic! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? All the big boys are set for this. It's like land of the giants in there.
Zola with the short one. Chance for a shot! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Indonesia look like they've won it, but it's not over yet.
Well, what an end to the game, Peter. But now comes the overwhelming question. How long is there left, including stoppages?
Zola into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Now it's Mbappe. Dani Olmo providing an outlet on that flank. And time is up. Indonesia have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. A great performance by any measure. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Just listen to that noise. This place... Can he finish? There it is!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Dembele really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
So, a breakthrough already. Pele with the... Oh, great leap! He's got a goal! 2, and we've barely begun here. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react.
It's the bell! That's another chance! Yes! And they're threatening to fly away here. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Looking for options for movement.
That's going in strongly.
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Oh, no messing about, it is red. Arsenal already a man down in these early stages. That has left the boss thinking about what harm it has done to their chances. And it's Edmilson. He's going for goal! And that is a truly outstanding save.
Edmilson clearly felt that distance wasn't an issue, but maybe there were better options for him there.
This is Dembele. And now a sudden chance to counter. Zola. Now it's Pele. He is through here. Dembele! And got to be quick to recover this. Oh, he's been caught napping. Corner number 2 then. Punched away. Decent chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. It's Dembele! And the keeper read that really well.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
And no, that was never going to make it. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Stood up well to him there. Marquez. Dembele receives it in a wide position. Oh, that's nice. He's got away. Lovely bit of skill. Flashes it across. Oh, that's a fine interception. Martinelli could move up a gear here. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. It's Saka. Gabriel. And it's Rice. Pass somewhat off target. Edmilson. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. And here's Del Piero. It's a really well-measured ball. Dembele! Dembele! And he's stuck it away! And he is just ripping it up! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
This is such a dominant performance. The defence are sick of the sight of him, but he doesn't look finished just yet.
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful,
Hello,
clear
everybody,
evening.
and welcome
The
to
conditions
today's
contributing
match.
to a fantastic
Indonesia
atmosphere in the stands.
against
This
Indonesia.
really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. We're up and running then. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
It's very hard to miss this guy, Haaland, when there's all 6'4" of him. A player with great football pedigree in his family, remembering his father played in the English top flight. The most talked about man in football. He's really one of a kind and marauds his way around the pitch.
Yes, he's certainly the one who carries the hopes of his team. No, that's been intercepted. Zola. That's a nicely shaped ball. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. Zola did well to emerge. Tries one from range! Oh, the keeper's equal to it.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Edmilson is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Pele. Oh, this is a terrific run. Indonesia, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
It's a pretty loose pass. Thuram. Pele. Pele. Dembele. Indonesia
Really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond the defence. Let's see if these forwards are up for it now.
In with the challenge. Robertson. That's a cute ball. Space for him to turn and look. Delivered with swing. And that's the keeper's ball. Robertson does really well to win the ball there. Dembele. Pele.
This is the time you need that pace.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And he's managed to get free. Oh, it's Del Piero. He has found the way through. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. It's Dembele! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's great industry from the front line there. A lot of chasing, a lot of pressure, and they forced the error.
Aimed beyond the defence. Mbappe, and he's had it nicked away. Pele, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. He's found a way through. Pele! Oh, nearly, but not quite.
You can never be too safe with someone like him around. They got away with that.
Now it's Messi. And that pass just didn't quite work. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. Now, can they get him away? Looking for the run. Pele has it in a wide position. Pele! He scored!
That couldn't have been a more potent injection of belief for this team. Top man, top drawer.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
Indonesia are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now, and the other has to tone it down.
There will be 1 minute added time.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
And this is Zola. Yamal. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. So your views on the first half?
Indonesia really have looked very good in transitions, so I'll be expecting more of the same in this second half. They just need to remain patient and just wait for that chance to break again.
Indonesia are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good.
Substitution for Indonesia, number 7, Pele.
So we're off again.
Number 15.
Indonesia definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
And the through ball. And this is Pato. And this is Mohamed. And a chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Yeah, Peter, I think the smartest of reactions, and he just attacked the danger.
And he skips past his man, steaming on goalwards. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And here's Pato. Pato has got himself a free kick. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is.
Yeah, plenty of jostling in that box. They just need a good delivery.
Haaland. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's got away. Can he finish? Oh, good finish. 2 up now, and they are cruising. Smiles broad and beautiful. That is a cracking hit.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change.
Goes for a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So straight into the action. Del Piero. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. You know, Peter, I'm relishing the chance to see the cool and classy Rafa Marquez. He has a composure about his game that most defenders envy, and that enables him to be used as a deep-lying midfielder too.
Yeah, the defender's defender.
A great reader of the game.
Now it's Pelé. Great vision. Valverde. Berghaus. Now it's Matheus Cunha. Now it's Mbappe. Berghaus. A few interesting forays forward, but so far they haven't amounted to much. Now it's Dembele. This might spell danger. Matheus Cunha. That's Berghaus. Now it's Mbappe. He's had it taken off him. Van Bronckhorst. And this is Dembele. Shot could be on. Shot, surely! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Indonesia with the corner. They're first. Pelé with the short one. No way he was going to let him past. Manchester United are looking to go forward now. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Sola! Now that's well seen too. Pelé quietly revving up. Zola purring, and Sola! He's delivered all right! He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Indonesia are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Mbappe. Mbappe! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, I can understand why his thinking was that way inclined.
Now it's Mbappe. Well, they're certainly pressing with purpose here. Now it's Dembele. And this is Del Piero. Vitinha. Sola. And Sola! Crossbar comes to the rescue. I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
Camavinga. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Kane. Can he finish? And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Kane really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
He leaps for it. And that's a tiny finish. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Manchester United restore parity.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Tries one from range. Wonderful from Del Piero. A finish of true class. Into the lead once more. You just know there is no stopping that.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Indonesia with the lead. Vitinha.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Oh, that's a key interception. Indonesia looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Van Dijk cuts it out. Vifa. And it's Valverde. Aims beyond the defence. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Manchester United clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And it's Caicedo. Berghaus. And here's Kane. And he shoots! And he hits the net! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
So again, we have parity.
There will be 3.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
It's a pretty loose pass. And they'll start all over again with the goalkeeper. Valverde kept his eye on it, and he's there. That's the end of the first 45. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. Neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, it's been played at such a frenetic pace. I'm amazed it's only been 45 minutes. I'm wondering whether these players are going to be able to maintain that energy.
Well, this has been gripping stuff.
Hello,
4 goals evenly shared at the interval. It's 2-2.
Today's match broadcast live on our club's FM station. Substitution in progress.
So we're into the second 45. Indonesia do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Matheus Cunha. Bade. And it's Van Dijk. And Vifa. Valverde. And it's Caicedo. And here's Kane. Camavinga. Oh, good play! Goal! Manchester United! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Manchester United leading now.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Indonesia needing a change of fortune here. Van Dijk. Valverde. It's Van Dijk. Bade. It's Camavinga. Bade. And it's Van Dijk. And Vifa. Van Dijk. Almost an hour gone. Knocks it into space.
Indonesia really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Now it's Camavinga. This looks promising. Berghaus.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
Now that looks a decent ball. Finds himself unceremoniously floored. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. He is through here. Corner then.
Substitution for Manchester United.
Corner number 2 then.
Number 17, Matthias Cunha. Number 7, Federico Valverde. Coming on the field,
And
number
now
8,
a sudden chance to counter.
Number 4, Alexander Arnold.
Now what about a
Substitution
counter-attack?
taking place.
And here's Mohamed Salah. And he's had it nicked away. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Oh, some astute defending there. Alexander Arnold. Indonesia do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. And here's Mbappe. Kane.
Manchester United surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier...
There's the shot! It's in! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood, and he executed so smoothly.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
And it's Ibrahimovic. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He's had a shot! And that is great goalkeeping.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Ibrahimovic goes for a shot! Ibrahimovic looking sharp there.
OK, it didn't quite come off on this occasion, but you get the feeling as a team they might want to just stick with this approach.
Van Dijk. Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. And it's Van Dijk. Bade has found the net here, of course.
Two added minutes
Van Dijk.
has been indicated.
And it's Vifa. Back to the keeper it goes. And that will be the final act. Indonesia can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start, but they were ultimately made to pay. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
David De Gea. He's one of the all-time great shot stoppers, Peter. His positioning is superb, and he always seems to pick the perfect moment to rush off his line. What I really like about him is the way he keeps his frame big to make life as difficult as possible for strikers. And the manager will be hoping for a few more clean sheets now that he's in the team.
Well, he would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. He chance! In he goes again! He doesn't look too happy with that.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
It's been a pretty high-octane start, at least from one side's perspective.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
Kalulu. And Azar. Kalulu. And it's Rijkaard. Oh, this looks sharp. Del Piero. Pinches it off him. That's the throw. Vitinha conjures time and space where few can. He was under real pressure there. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. And it's Azar. He has found the way through. Spain have a free kick. Quickly taken. Rijkaard. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Del Piero.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, well played. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. And that's gone loose. And this is Del Piero. Big chance! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's great industry from the front line there. A lot of chasing, a lot of pressure, and they forced the error.
Edmilson is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Albert Ferrer gets a foot in here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Spain are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, ball's over the top, long dark. Kachu! Rijkaard. Bebeto. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Kukçu, closing in on goal. Azar. Kalulu gets into a good position. He's gone for goal! That is good progress on the left. Now it's Del Piero. Oh, good read. Kukçu is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Bebeto. Still waiting for the first breakthrough, but not for the want of trying. Oh, that's delightful. And it's Azar. Rijkaard. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Kukçu. Marquez wins the duel this time. Zola. Now it's Del Piero. Sola. Del Piero. Oh, that's neat. And the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Pelé. Looking for options for movement. Kukçu. Totti. Now it's Shevchenko. Now it's Bebeto. And that brings the first half to a close. And it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So your views on the first half?
It's a bit disappointing the way the team couldn't make the most of what looked like a pretty high-octane start, Peter. But this break should give them enough time to rediscover their focus and intent and start the second half in a similar manner. They have to keep believing.
So we are where we began. The scoreline remains 0-0 at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. So the first half brought no goals. And here's Shevchenko. And it's Totti. He is just caressing the ball. Rijkaard. And it's Totti. Now it's Azar. Tries to cross. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Azar. And Kalulu goes forward. Quality ball. Zola has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Rijkaard. Ambitious ball here. Strokes it back. That's an imaginative pass. And that is expertly dealt with. Now it's Kukçu. Vitinha. Now it's Dembele. Still waiting for the game to take off here. 0-0. Rijkaard. Kukçu. And here's Totti. Totti stood his ground strongly. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Zola.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Skims one in, and he was alert to it. Del Piero. And the pass is intercepted. Kalulu. Rijkaard.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Zola makes a dash for it. Oh, easy pickings there.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Can he get onto this? And it's Totti. Rijkaard. Bebeto. Pele. Solar. That's a good ball out wide. It's Dembele! And that's a good finish. That could turn out to be a huge goal.
What a time to take the lead. But now comes the dilemma of whether you want to hold on or go for it again and try and extend your advantage. That's always been the harder option, in my experience.
And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Cambio de jugadores en España. El dorsal
So
21.
the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
El dorsal 9.
Indonesia have
Totti.
penetrated for the first time.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
El dorsal 7. El dorsal
Spain really
97.
might just end up kicking themselves after that.
El dorsal
That could well have been
19.
it.
El dorsal 14. El dorsal
Grealish, and it's played. He's rising! Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
Well, it's certainly encouraging, Peter. At least they're going about things the right way after falling behind.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Grealish. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Maldini spots it and intercepts. Indonesia close now to seeing this one through to the end. Altolise. And it's Rijkaard.
Spain really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Time added on will be 2 minutes. Oh, they could be caught out here. Elise. It's run loose here. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. And a chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, what has happened here? What a throw in. Seedorf. Now it's Del Piero. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. He won't be happy with that one. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Marvellous goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter, not a lot more to add.
So, a breakthrough already. Pele. That's good running with the ball. He has found the way through. Passing is crisp and sharp.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Zola. He might be in here! Now that looks a decent... He's having a shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Seedorf. Zola. Zola going forward. Steaming on. Zola! Neto.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Threads one in. Nesta kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Pele, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. And this is Dembele. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. He's found the way through. Now, who's going to be first to this? Cannavaro did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And he's got the beating of his man. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
This is a promising build-up.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal. Inter always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now.
Oh, terrible pass. Pele. And it's Ed Nielsen. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Shot a goal! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Cristiano Ronaldo clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Now this hits Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Inter Milan with the corner. They're first. Tries a shot! And it... Oh, good finish! Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. And here's Del Piero. Lovely pass, but can... And the shot!
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Oh, it's Dembele. Pele. No, again, there's no way through. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Eto'o was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. He's got away.
That's good play from him.
Oh, shooting chance! And there's a goal! And he celebrates his 30th goal. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
Indonesia restore parity. Del Piero! But he's left disappointed. So a temporary halt to the action. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Indonesia will be pretty happy with the way they've performed so far. They remained calm after going behind, and they were able to raise the intensity, get their equaliser. So this isn't bad at all.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. And it's Edmilson, and he is dead, and the shot! It's off target and by quite a way.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Pele. Pele going face-to-face with his great rival. And here's Dembele. Del Piero. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, that has not gone well. Zola. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well read, nice interception. Zola. Eto'o. Cristiano Ronaldo. Thuram promptly onto that, and that is that. Oh, it's Dembele. Del Piero. He's shifting through the gears here. Inter Milan needed that. They really needed it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Now it's Del Piero. Seedorf is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Solar. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
That's been cut out. Well played. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Pele. Seedorf. And this is Del Piero. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Antonetti. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Edmilson. Pele. Cannavaro gets a foot in here. Pele. Driving forward. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero
Inter
20,
Milan have their
Seedorf.
second corner now.
Viene sostituito con il numero 14, Xabi Alonso. Cambio di giocatori.
Chance! Played into the box. Ah, that's a fine interception. Mohamed Salah gets on his bike and on the move. He's picked his way through.
That was lovely, that.
That's the keeper's ball. And there's his chance to lead the counter. He's through here. And this is Zola. Mohamed Salah.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, great run, magical. He's having a pop. And how did he not put that away?
Mohamed Salah has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
So we
Sostituzione
have
per
further
l'Inter.
activity on the bench here.
10, numero 25, numero 4, Javier Zanetti. Lasciano il campo per il
Ibrahimovic
numero 22,
proves too strong.
Totti.
And there's
Il
green
numero
grass
11,
ahead of him. And this is
Ronaldinho. Il numero
Ibrahimovic!
16, Scholes.
And that's a real chance missed. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Eto'o. Decent chance!
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though. They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
And he cuts out the supply. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Now, can they get him away? Oh, perfectly measured that.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Van Bronckhorst conjures time and space where few can. Spread it left. And it's Pato.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Xavi Alonso. That has been slung wide. Del Piero. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. It's a really well-measured ball. And that's it. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show in equal measure. Just not Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
Borussia Dortmund.
This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Just listen to that noise, this place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. We're up and running then. Pelé making his 200th appearance today. I guess that's the most significant team use.
Yeah, and he's proven himself to be quite a player in the last 199, Peter. Flexible, adaptable, showing a real tactical aptitude, and number 200 should be no different.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Robertson. Alex Robertson. Doku. Robertson. McAllister. And here's Alvarez. Oh, just skips past his man.
Alvarez clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Messi.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Van Dijk cuts it out. Neither side especially adventurous early on. And here's Alvarez. He's being urged to shoot. Shoots! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. No, not quite.
Well, he certainly reacted quicker than anyone else, Peter. He just couldn't keep his composure in the end.
Robertson. Now it's Doku. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. No way through. Engages and forces him off the ball. Quality ball. And here's Messi. Messi! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Borussia Dortmund certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Indonesia yet to have an attempt on goal. Pelé looking to be a menace in the final third. And the shot's on here. Messi. Here's Doku. He's shifting through the gears here. Thuram with the slide tackle there. Borussia Dortmund with their first corner, the first in the game for either. Decent chance! It's their second corner of the game. McAllister. McAllister's cross. Indonesia have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Pelé. Can he finish? And it's hit the woodwork and out. Is it in? Yes, it's an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
And that's played in low. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. The sides separated then just by that one unfortunate moment. And the score is 1-0. Looking for options for movement. And he's found a way past. He's played it long. Del Piero. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. That has not gone well.
Indonesia can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
Now it's Dembele. And this is Pele! Pele driving forward. Pele!
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Passing nice and neat. And here's and he shoots! Oh, needed to be more decisive in the end.
That's a shame it ended up a little wasteful. They had the perfect opportunity to break away, and then they go and do that. It's got to be a quicker transition.
And the keeper beats it away. And it's Soboslai.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Pele. Robertson. Now it's Alvarez. Vitinha. And that is the end of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
It's just been exhilarating, Peter, and leaving everyone wishing for a little bit more, but you'll have one manager now trying to exercise more control, so we can only hope that they go at it again in similar fashion.
Indonesia can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second. Oh no, what has happened here? Edmilson has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Messi. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Van Dijk. Van Bronckhorst. And it's Van Dijk. To Thuram. Marquez. It's a pretty loose pass. Now it's Doku. Alvarez. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Robertson scooting forward. And it's McAllister. Oh, well played, well played. Indonesia just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Just about up to the hour now. Puyol kept his eye on it, and he's there. Alvarez going after that. Bremer cuts out the pass. Robertson. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's not looking good, Peter. You can't just stop playing once you've gone ahead. You're letting the opposition know that you can be got at, and they can so easily raise the pace and tempo to do just that. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with...
And Del Piero!
Del Piero really made the tough part look easy, and the easy part very complicated.
He's picked his way through. Robertson did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually. Borussia Dortmund really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Bremer kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Messi. Wits. Soboslai looking to hit the byline here. Brilliantly cut out.
Borussia Dortmund really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Zola. Puyol makes the interception. Now it's Messi. Pele. Edmilson. Can he get it through? Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Wits. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. And it's Messi. McAllister is always scanning the pitch for targets. Indonesia leading here by this still precarious 1-0 margin. Great defending, strong and determined. Zola. Indonesia close now to seeing this one through to the end. Puyol gets across to intercept that. Wits. Now, can they get him away? He's onside.
Borussia Dortmund really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Solar. Dembele. That's that, the end. Indonesia have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. That's a Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of
Hello,
a match that will
everybody,
really
and
get the
welcome to
juices
today's
flowing.
match.
I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just getting started. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, the explosive Ousmane Dembele is a very interesting player. Praised by many for his game-changing qualities. His showboating and confidence has has won him a lot of admirers, and he can be a real force if he can add consistency to all of that talent.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. Now it's Dembele. Del Piero gets a good foot in there. Del Piero showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Dani Olmo receives it in a good position here. Greenwood, it's Greenwood! Brilliant from Greenwood! That is a gem! An absolute gem! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the game's for... Goes for a shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Wan-Bissaka. Dani Olmo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Pelé. And here's Dembele. Del Piero! Oh, that was no routine save.
Del Piero is offering a wry smile there.
And we have our very first corner. They've played it short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all.
They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time.
Van Bronckhorst has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted.
Indonesia really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Van Bronckhorst. Indonesia do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Well, it's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
Zola tries to pass it through. Del Piero finding himself in space. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And this is Zola. Oh, right place, right time. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Lovely pass, but can he get there? It's a goal kick. Schlotterbeck. Dembele chasing after it. Oh, delightful ball. And this is Dembele. Tries to cross. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And a chance! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Vitinha actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
It's their second corner of the game. Pelé with the short one. Now the ball in. And now they can spring out of defence. Dani Olmo wins the duel this time. Thuram did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, it's Dembele. Greenwood has found the net here, of course. Dani Olmo. Decent chance!
Indonesia truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Knocks it into space. Del Piero. Oh, nice touch. Solar. And this is Zola. He's dealt with that really well. Indonesia have their third corner. And it's been taken short. That's very neat. Well, it's gone out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. Corner number 4 coming up here. Pele plays it short. Now it's Pele. He slings it. Oh, greatly! Well taken goal. They have come roaring back.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
After 44 minutes.
Terrific header. He met that with aplomb.
Oh, it's a fantastic assist as well, Peter. Delivered at pace, the diversion, that's all that was needed.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the...
Terrific effort!
Has been indicated.
Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
That definitely had the element of surprise to it. Clearly came in when no one was expecting it, and it was drilled.
Now, this could be a chance. Dani Olmo. And he's cut it out. And it's half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. The midway point of the game.
Well, you have to ask questions how this has stayed 1-1, Peter. I do think, though, that the way spaces have been found in key areas with relative ease will be a real concern, something that needs addressing, and fast.
So 45 minutes of uncompromising football, and at the break, it's 1 each.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 7, Pele. Number
The second
15,
half then, just getting
Del
going.
Piero. Number 10, Dembele. Coming on
Schlotterbeck.
the field, number
Indonesia
23,
come out this half somewhat
Mohamed
altered.
Salah.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Number 4,
Plenty to aim at here. A good-looking ball. Zola is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Pato. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Dani Olmo. Silvestre. McAllister. And it's Dembele. And Locatelli. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Vitinha. So, what can they make of this? Now, has he got the beating of his marker here? Oh, the ball's gone astray. In with the challenge. Greenwood. No way through. Oh, good take in a good area. Schlotterbeck. Indonesia, perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Van Dijk. Locatelli. McAllister has created one goal already. Marquez. And it's Edmilson. Salah. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Zola. Zola running with the ball. McAllister defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Schlotterbeck. Van Dijk. Now Schlotterbeck. Over to the other side.
That's a great ball cross-field.
And it's Olmo. And that was asking for too much. Oh, that's fabulous. Bullish header! And a neat finish. And they get themselves in front. It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think...
And there's the shot! And that could have brought them level.
Zola really wanted that, didn't he? Probably a little too much, to be honest.
That has ended up in no man's land. Now it's Vitinha. Pato shoots! And that's a sharp finish. And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry.
Oh, good effort! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too.
Into the last 5 minutes.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, easy pickings there. Schlotterbeck. Zola. Nicely weighted ball. Now there's a fine ball. Wan-Bissaka. And it's Azar.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
He is through here.
That was lovely, that.
Azar. Van Dijk gets in to thwart him. 2 minutes to be added on. That is good alertness. And here's Azar. And it's Wan-Bissaka. Azar gets into a good position. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. The whistle's gone, and the game is over. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you, I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So straight into the action, Ibrahimovic! Indonesia are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. He's found a way past. And this is Ibrahimovic. Edmilson. That has not gone well. And here's Ibrahimovic. Thuram did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Goes for a shot! World class from Zola! He's got himself an absolute peach. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Stylish in the extreme, a delicious goal.
Oh, how does he get the ball to do that? He's on an...
And Zola! Superb goal! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Bergomi pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. Ball's gone out of play. Marquez. Pele. Indonesia have scored 2 quick goals here and are 2-1 up. What a comeback. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. So what can they conjure from this one? Not the most accurate pass. Del Piero. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Edmilson has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. And here's Suarez. It is a corner, good chance. Indonesia with the corner, there first. Keeper's dealt with that. Hazard venturing down the left. And that is masterful defending. And now they can spring out of defence.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, he's caught him there, it's a free kick. And that's going to be a booking. Well, he stayed down and is in very obvious discomfort here. Spread neatly. Luis Suarez. Messi, very much a man of this moment. No, that's been intercepted. Pele. Oh, they can break here. Pele has created 1 goal already. Indonesia ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Messi is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Edmilson. Nicely weighted ball. It's a promising position. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Luis Suarez, renowned for his long-range shooting. Tries to play it through. Well read, nice interception. And this is Ibrahimovic. This looks promising. Ibrahim takes a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, they could be caught out here. Oh, the ball's gone astray. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Azar. That's a good ball out wide. And it's Azar. Edmilson. And it's Messi. This is a promising build-up. Now there's a fine ball. Luis Suarez! Oh, what has happened here? Looking for a runner. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Yaya Toure. Looking for options for movement. Nesta. Ibrahimovic.
There will be three
Cracking ball.
at a time.
Van Dijk has been caught there, it's a foul. And here's Suarez. He's got away. Quality ball. Pele tries to pass it through. Seedorf plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Very nicely done. And the shot! And Cech pulls off a sensational save. It's a decent watch, a frantic watch. It is half-time. Indonesia have done it in good style. Forced to come from behind, they find themselves in front at half-time, which is, for them, more or less ideal.
Is now in operation for your
So there was the first half.
Well, I've been left almost breathless here, Peter. This is frantic stuff. 45 minutes just seem to fly by. Here's hoping both teams can maintain this level.
Indonesia leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Hazard! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Hazard clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Corner number 2 then. Great ball, and a shot! And no mistake! They've done it again! It is incredible!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
Oh, delicious! Such devilish curl!
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your...
Tries from distance. And here's the chance to counter. Now it's Hazard. Hazard, he has found the way through. Luis Suarez shapes to shoot! And he's done it!
Dependability is one thing, and he brings that to his game. But that sort of dynamism is another attribute he's blessed with, and it's revealed on a regular basis too. Superb.
An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
Yeah, Peter, I think you've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his...
It's Hazard! Goal! there we have it, the two-goal cushion. So what's your view on that goal then?
I love the technique in that finish. There was a concentration to keep it down.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
And here's Suarez. Marquez did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, great defending. That needed doing. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he's had it nicked away. And it's Messi. Now that looks a decent ball. That's a sharp pass. Under an awful lot of pressure. Indonesia have a free kick. And there's green grass ahead of him. And this is Del Piero. There's the shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Well, it goes to show you there's a lot you can do if you have willing runners like that. You'll always get that chance. And it's quite direct from them. It's actually quite long from back to front.
Yaya Toure looking to pass their way up the pitch. Edmilson. Del Piero under intense pressure.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Oh, it's Dembele. Ferdinand wins the duel this time. Del Piero. Zola has his eye on that match ball.
Well, I think he's got a great chance of ending up with a match ball, provided he doesn't get too carried away with his own personal target now. As long as he keeps working for his team, he should be fine.
Zola with 2 goals already to his name. And he's been shifted off it. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Pele. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Bergomi looking to provide the solidity his team so need. Played over towards the opposite flank.
Well spotted.
Messi going face-to-face with his great rival. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Oh, and he crosses it in low. That is lovely. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. He's in plenty of space here. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
And this is Del Piero.
Del Piero really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Now it's Hazard. Oh, that's great feet. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Dembele. Aim forwards. Seedorf.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Added time going up here. It's 3 minutes. And here's Luis Suarez! It's run loose. Oh, he's been caught napping. And that's really well manoeuvred.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
He's picked his way through. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see.
And a
So,
quick
Jim, how do you
reminder today,
reflect on
everybody,
what we've
to
seen?
make sure
Well,
to put
Peter,
any litter
I
in the
really couldn't
bins
see what
provided.
this team
Thank you
was
for
trying
your
to achieve,
cooperation.
whether it's the manager's message not getting through or not having the right players in the right positions. It all looked a bit lost.
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
Manchester United.
I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just getting started. So, Jim, this feels like a lineup designed to counter threats out wide, is that it?
Yeah, you will in theory have the numerical advantage, Peter, on the wings. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the opposition to try to get past you. On the other hand, you're essentially inviting your opponents up the field. It's going to be a fine balancing act between letting your opponent...
Now, what about a counter-attack? So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
This guy, De Ligt, is very impressive. I mean, how many players get to skipper a top-flight side in their teens? I'm someone who likes to think I've seen my fair share of defensive greats, but this boy looks to have it all, and if he fulfills his potential, we're in for something special.
No argument. Sola! It's run loose. And one more try! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
So, a breakthrough already. Diogo Dalot. Indonesia leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. And it's Casemiro. To Martinez. Casemiro. Martinez. Mbomo.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. And that's a great chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? And he was there to get a vital touch.
Šeško really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Manchester United with the corner, they're first. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Manchester United are very well equipped down the flanks. It is a tried and tested formula.
Well, Peter, that can cause real problems if they're allowed to run riot in those positions, whether through direct running or from deliveries towards the box. It can work.
Oh, this looks sharp. And back to the goalkeeper. Dorgu. To Martinez. Ah, he's given it away. Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro. And it's Dalot. And they've switched it over to the other side.
Well spotted.
Gives it back. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Little pass back.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
And here's Del Piero. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Martinez. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Half an hour played now. Burmo. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes proves just a little bit too strong. Here's Vitinha. Ah, that's a fine interception.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Now it's Del Piero. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Takes a shot! And no mistake. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
Nice looking ball. It's a pretty loose pass. Diogo Dalot. That has not gone well. Mohamed Salah has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Bruno Fernandes. Burmo. Batistuta gets on his bike and on the move. Diogo Dalot puts a cross in.
Added time.
Czech claims it without any fuss. And we've reached half-time. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Indonesia are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. And this is Dembele. And this is Zola. Oh, there's a probing ball. Goes looking wide. Šeško. Yeah, Dorgu. Not the most accurate pass. Edmilson.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Diogo Dalot. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Zola. Vitinha conjures time and space where few can. Now it's Dembele. Now it's Del Piero. Dembele! He might be in here! He goes for a shot! Yes! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
And Batistuta!
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Diogo Dalot. Now that looks a decent ball. Well, that pass isn't the best. So we've reached the hour mark. Šeško driving forward. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now, can they get him away? Spread neatly. He has found the way through. Getting up there! And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Dorgu. Šeško. Lovely pass, but can he get there? There's a look up and delivers.
Substitution for Manchester United.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, Peter, I don't think there's anything tactical or injury-related here. I think it's just all about the push for a goal now.
Oh, it's Dembele. Oh, great chance! Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Dorgu. And it's Casemiro. And it's Dalot. And Casemiro. He shifted it to the flank. Delivery from Mbappe. Well read. And the danger is averted.
Manchester United really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
Bruno Fernandes. Dorgu.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Czech deals with that, nice and simple.
There's nothing more infuriating for a fan than seeing passing without penetration. They're just stuck in a rut.
Bruno Fernandes. And it's Dalot. Bruno Fernandes wants to run onto this. Chance, surely! And it's in! They're back within reach! An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
So could they be onto something here? This ended up in no man's land.
Number 30.
Now it's Mohamed Salah. Passing is crisp and sharp.
Number 9.
Mohamed Salah.
Erling Haaland.
Mohamed Salah! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Batistuta might just make this. Mohamed Salah. And no, he's seen through all of that. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Marquez, the man that is tenacity personified. Vitinha. Van Dijk. Zola. And time is up. It's a super show all round, both sides doing their best to impose themselves, but one evidently, undeniably better equipped than the other. Dembele picking up the Man of the Match award. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We are just getting started. And the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger.
There's a player below, Peter, that I admire on a professional and personal level, the one and only Raul.
He's just out on his own for consistency.
Indeed, and a terrific leader. Talent has to be backed up by hard work and tenacity, and he leads by example, hence the respect he commands.
That's good running with the ball. Lovely ball and a shooting chance! In he goes again. Oh, that is rather wayward.
Good piece of opportunism there, but wasn't able to turn it home in the end.
Has a look and place it forward. Gattuso with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Marquez. Pele. And here's Dembele. Can he finish? Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And here's Dembele. Pele. And he's managed to get free. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Neither side yet able to find the net. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Oh, a delicate chip through. And this is Zola. Nicely aimed pass. Raul. Now it's Vieri. Pele.
You have to expect that from everyone there.
And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. Indonesia do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from...
Can he finish? They've scored! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Chance! It's in! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
A mere formality, nigh on a certainty, he is truly in the zone.
Well, when you get in that position, it's all about composure. Panic can come into it, and it didn't.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Nedved. Now it's Vieri. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Nedved can so cleverly bypass the press. Pele. Roberto Carlos makes the interception. And here's Raul. Filippo inside, and the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Pele. Otto calmly anticipates. Nedved. Raul. Marquez.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Cannavaro wins the duel this time. Raul has created one goal already. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. He's in a great position here. Pele! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
That is good alertness. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Selangor clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
There will be 1 minute
It's
at a
Nedved.
time.
Knocks it into space. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 7, Pele.
The second half then, just getting going.
Number 10.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Number 23.
Now it's Ibrahimovic.
Number 21.
Lampard.
Number 4.
Indonesia do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Oh, important interception. Marquez. Looking to play him in. Not the most convincing of passes. Zola short changes him with that pass. And it's Lampard. And here's Raul. He won't be happy with that one. Gattuso has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Gattuso out towards the flank. Takes aim and crosses. Oh, what takes a shot! Goal!
Oh, he's quite the pro. The speed and sharpness in his game gives him an advantageous edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
That's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and the player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Indonesia perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's a foul, it's in the box, it's a penalty. Indonesia present their opponents with the best possible chance here. This for genuine comfort. The time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
You know, he would have been embarrassed had the keeper held his position then.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Raul. And here's Inzaghi. Marquez.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
I don't think you need to be an expert lip reader to know what's being said here.
Tries to get it clear. Raul. Can he get on the end of this? Marquez. Aims beyond the defence. He's in plenty of space here. Lovely feet. He's found a way through. And it's Gattuso. He's having a shot! Caught offside that time.
Substitution in progress.
Selangor can now introduce the first of their substitutes. And the break in play means they can now affect their change.
Yeah, I think the manager might have feared his team could become a little tentative.
Goes for the shot! And this is Vieri. Looking for options for movement. Plays it in low. And that is a little undercooked.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Edmilson. Zola. Now it's Pato. Lampard with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner. Thuram. And it's Marquez. Now it's Inzaghi. Always goal side. And this is Bojan. And this is Nedved. Judge, surely! And that would have been game, set and match.
Nedved is fully aware of how important that could have been. Probably game, set and match.
Selangor have their second corner now. Punched away. Played in by Roberto Carlos. Indonesia are looking to go forward now. He's shifting through the gears here. Mohamed Salah! Oh, split-second reaction.
Mohamed Salah is offering a wry smile there.
Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Oh, lovely bit of skill. And the pass is intercepted. And it's Bojan. Can he get it through? Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Added time.
Nedved, nicely weighted ball. He is through here. So much time and space here. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Thuram. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Pato. And the referee brings it to a close. Indonesia pleasingly clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away nothing.